Doing my IOSD mini upgrade to the Phantom. I have to make a custom CAN bus connector, and the easiest way I've found to do this is to purchase a 3S 1P RC LiPo battery balanced charge plug wire, and that's what it looks like in the package. I got 10 of them. And what it is, you get the female connector, like so. Then you get this female connector, and it's got 4 wires coming out of it. Gray, blue, purple, and white. And the other end you use solder to attach your connector, and we're going to be doing that to the version 1.1 of the main board on the Phantom. But here's the neat trick that I found. It's got the male connector, it's got the pins sticking out, and these pins line up on the CAN bus data connector from the DJI. As you can see here, the only thing that I had to do was take the 2 end pins, and with the small Phillips screwdriver I just had to go in between and pry it over just a little bit. Once you do that, you take and plug in the cable like so. So now it goes from female to male, and that's what you have here. So that's just plugging directly in to the connectors here, and it's nice and tight, as you can see, and you see just a little bend in it. That the last 2 pins, not much, but it makes for a nice tight fit. So the only thing we need to be careful with is once we plug it in, we got to leave it plugged in, and we got to make sure it never gets flipped over. And we're going to have to figure out what side is positive and negative, and what other signals are coming out, so we don't short anything out. So that'll be in my next video, or actually it'll be in this video. Who knows what I'm going to do. But the next thing I'll have to do is disassemble the Phantom and get to the main board and go from there. See you shortly. Okay, so we're going to disassemble the Phantom. We're going to take the props off. These are the original Phantom nuts, and they're not self-reverse screwing. Okay, we have the props off. Now we flip it over, and this is where we remove the outer screws. They're real small, so you'll use a small Phillips. Remove the 3 Allens on each motor, control each arm, and open up. Remove the tape, the decals. It's probably time to replace my decals. Yep. Okay, there we have it. Flip it over. Be aware of the compass wire. Or, I'm sorry, the GPS wire. I need you to take the cover off. That's going to be the wire that restricts it. I do have the Fat Shark mounted on the inside. That's the Fat Shark transmitter. And here's the switch that I installed. Here's our video. So now to get our CAN bus connector, we're going to solder a connection right here. We got to scrape that gold off. There was actually a protective plastic that we need to remove. It's like a glue. We're just going to scrape it. And then there's a component right there. Then we got to get to this other gold connector right here, and we got to scrape that pretty good. We're going to connect to the RC voltage, which is off of this connector here, which is the middle, and then we're going to choose ground off of there. So I was thinking about soldering directly to the wires right here. See if I could expose the insulation and then solder directly into it, instead of going into the main board where they have it all glued. The other option I have is to make another connector, but that seems like it would be more work. Now what I could do is cut the wire, and that might be a solution to get the, at least for the red. The red is our regulated voltage, that's the key. Then we gotta somehow solder to the little connectors here. I'm scraping. Well, I'm just now starting to see that the gold gets scratched, which is what we want, a scratch look. We'll heat up our iron to about 400 degrees Celsius, or that's probably around 700 Fahrenheit. The very top connector is CL, and CL is the one off to the right, which is this one, and then CH is the other one, which is the second connector on the CAN bus cable. And so that's the way this is wired. We have the tab up, and again the outside gray connector is CL. So here's the CAN bus connector. Try to get that on focus. So there's gray cable, CL, blue, CH, purple will be ground, and then white, RV, or regulated voltage. So if I start with the gray, the outside, that'll be CL. The wire's already pre-tinned with solder. To get some solder onto that first gold connector is CL, which is gray. So we're going to pre-tin our gray wire. one is CH. And CH is the blue wire. So again, we're going to tin our blue wire. Ground and our regulated voltage. Again, ground is going to be purple to cut the insulation, and see if I could solder we got copper exposed. All we gotta do is bring that forward, get some solder on there, burn away the insulation. Like so. And we'll make sure we have a good electrical connection. And we do our clamp. Test our electrical connection. And there we have it. Regulated voltage. Now we're going to protect that with electrical tape. Continuing on, we're going to grab our ground from the other brown connector. Go out and slice the razor blade, scrape away the insulation, throw some solder on there. See if we get a good connection. And we'll test our electrical connection, make sure it actually worked. And there we have it. Now that we have ground, we'll hook up our last wire. We'll pre-tin the wire first. there we have it. And we should be able to test for continuity. Nice solid connection. And red. And make sure it does come through the canvas. So our outside connection should be ground. We have ground. Next connection should be our regulated voltage. And our next connection is our CH and CL. And we have it. Okay, so to finish the job, what we need to do is insulate the two connections here so we don't short out. And we'll do that with some black tape, and then we'll use some hot glue. Insulate the connections that I made with some black tape. Verify that we don't have any shorts. Perfect. We'll reconnect our EXP cable. And mind you, I only took that off so you could see the board. We didn't do any modifications to it. We were just modifying the X3 connector. Alright, now that we verified our plug is working, I'm going to take it out and put some glue on there so the wires, the glue will act as a strain relief. And it'll keep our tape from ever coming apart. So we just applied some glue to the front side of the cable. We'll let that dry. Then we're going to apply glue to those. Again, the main reason is just in case the wires get pulled while you're putting it back together. You don't want all that work to come undone. The next step is to hook up the video in and video out to the Fat Shark transmitter. So we have the brown, which is going to black. Then we have this yellow. Which is our video coming out of the camera. So it looks like we're only using the yellow and the brown, and they're both going to the black cables. So we want on the IOSD Mini, we want video out to go to the black, and that color is this orange. Brown is ground. And there's two browns. So we're going to separate our wires here. And on the IOSD we have ground, video out, ground, video in. So the yellow is video in, and that's going to connect to the yellow coming off of the main board. So we're going to cut that connection. We'll attach that first. So we'll get some solder going on to that guy. We'll strip these wires. Have some wire strippers. Yellow, and we'll take the signal ground. Okay, we're going to take the orange out next. That's going to go to this black in on this connector. Figures when you get a good connection, you have the wrong cable. Orange is what we're trying to connect here. Alright. So we have our video in and our video out connected. Now we just hook up the grounds. Now we have our connection that goes to the Fat Shark. It's a very cold joint. So I'll use the wires. Okay, so now we're gonna apply our tape. Be able to reuse that one. Okay. Now we have our video in and our video out. It gets plugged back into our transmitter. Like so. Move the zip tie and plug in our other zip ties. Run the wires back down. USB cable goes underneath, folds under. Have a zip tie, keep that guy from coming out. Tie that guy back in. Now we got to figure out how we're going to run the wires in the position of our IOSD. I was thinking, since we have some cable length, we could possibly put it over here. Well, the next step is powering it up and see if we actually get video. Alright, so now we have the transmitter on. Let's see what happens. That's never a good sound. So, based on hearing that, we have a failed install. So what I will do is disconnect the mod. And try again. So we go to YouTube and try to figure out what that means. Beep, 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 beep. At the final assembly stage, and that is to put everything back together. We currently do have the IOSD working. We have the video going into the Fat Shark. We got the cables all hooked up. And the tests were successful. We might want to check our glue for strain relief. Got a little bit here. I'm going to put some more on there. Run our USB cable back. Underneath. Then we can zip tie everything together here. This time we're going to include the USB cable, data cable for the video, and our new CAN bus cable, all tied together. Right, some strain relief. Gotta get this USB cable to come through some more. There we go. Put our zip tie back in for the transmitter. So, trim off the excess zip ties. On our wires, they don't get pinched. Make sure that's tight. IOSD is going to sit in here, like so. Alright, ready to go ahead and button it up. And now, if we ever decide to get the Bluetooth module, it would plug into the extension of the CAN bus. that Bluetooth module would be for easier programming and for the waypoints, if we decided to use the waypoints. The ground station from the iPad. That way you could program where it flies to on a map. Okay. Yeah, our IOSD seems to be in the way over here. This part. There we go. Stickers, decals. Slowly pushing down, making sure none of the wires are being pinched. Okay, time to flip it over. And we're going to get our Allen. Make sure we have the right one. Getting these guys started. This is where the majority of the strength comes from, holding everything together.